The NBA playoffs are where champions rise, and only the most extraordinary performances stand the test of time. The tension is palpable, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Some players have taken this opportunity to not just shine, but transcend the game itself. From buzzer beaters to dominating displays, these are the moments that have etched themselves into basketball lore. In this video, we count down the top 10 greatest playoff performances in NBA history, showcasing both their statistical brilliance and the impact they had on the game. Damian Lillard has always been known as one of the most clutch players in NBA history, but what he did in Game 5 of the 2019 first-round series against the Oklahoma City Thunder solidified his legacy. Facing a Thunder team led by Russell Westbrook and Paul George, Lillard put on a show, scoring an astonishing 50 points. But the cherry on top was the dagger he hit to end the series. With just seconds left on the clock and the game tied at 1:15, Lillard dribbled casually past half court, pulled up from 37 feet out, and drained a buzzer-beating three to not only win the game, but send the Thunder home. His stat line that night included 50 points on 17 of 33 shooting, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists, but the moment itself was about more than the numbers. The shot was iconic, and Lillard's poise under pressure showed why he's one of the greatest playoff performers in NBA history. Lillard's performance was a masterclass in efficiency. Not only did he drop 50, but he did so while hitting 10 three-pointers, including that unforgettable series-clinching buzzer beater. His true shooting percentage for the game was a staggering 70.4%, reflecting his precision from every spot on the floor. This performance has since become synonymous with Lillard's clutch gene, forever remembered as one of the greatest series-ending moments in the playoffs. Larry Bird is one of the most competitive and skilled players in NBA history, and his playoff performances are legendary. However, his 60-point explosion in the 1985 playoffs against the Atlanta Hawks stands out as one of his finest moments. Bird was known for his basketball IQ, passing, and shooting touch. But on this night, he was simply unstoppable. Facing a Hawks team that had no answer for him, Bird knocked down shot after shot, finishing with 60 points on an incredible 22 of 36 from the field. What made Bird's performance so remarkable wasn't just the volume of points, but the ease with which he scored. Whether it was pull-up jumpers, post moves, or fadeaways, Bird put on an offensive clinic. In a game that the Celtics desperately needed to win, Bird carried his team on his back. He also contributed 7 rebounds and 3 assists, showing that he wasn't just a scorer, but an all-around player. Bird's efficiency was off the charts, finishing with a true shooting percentage of 66.1%. While the Celtics would eventually fall short in the playoffs that year, Bird's 60-point performance remains one of the most memorable individual feats in postseason history. Alen Iverson's Game 1 performance in the 2001 NBA Finals is the stuff of legend. Going up against a powerhouse Los Angeles Lakers team featuring Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, the underdog Philadelphia 76ers were not expected to compete. But Iverson, the league MVP that season, had other ideas. In front of a hostile Staples Center crowd, Iverson erupted for 48 points, leading the 76ers to a stunning overtime victory. Iverson's offensive attack was relentless, hitting tough shots over multiple defenders and continually putting pressure on the Lakers' defense. Perhaps the most iconic moment came in overtime when Iverson crossed over Tyronn Lue, hit a baseline jumper, and then famously stepped over him, cementing the performance in NBA folklore. Iverson's 48 points came on 18 of 41 shooting, and while his efficiency wasn't otherworldly, his sheer will to win and the volume of his scoring were what made this game so unforgettable. Despite being undersized and outmatched physically, Iverson attacked relentlessly, adding 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and 5 steals. Though the Sixers would go on to lose the series, Iverson's Game 1 heroics gave them a brief glimmer of hope and served as a reminder of his greatness. Dirk Nowitzki's 2011 playoff run is widely considered one of the most impressive in NBA history, and his performance in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals against the Oklahoma City Thunder was the highlight of that run. Dirk dropped 48 points in what could be described as a mid-range masterclass, hitting shot after shot from difficult angles while being heavily defended. What made this performance particularly special was Dirk's efficiency. He went 12 of 15 from the field and a perfect 24 of 24 from the free throw line. That's right, 24 free throws without a miss in a high-pressure playoff game. His true shooting percentage for the game was a mind-boggling 92.8%, one of the highest ever recorded in a playoff game with that kind of scoring output. Dirk's performance not only set the tone for the series, but also showed that he could dominate without relying on physicality. His footwork, shooting touch, and ability to score from nearly anywhere on the floor made him an impossible cover for the Thunder. Dirk's 2011 playoffs were a coming-out party for him as a clutch performer, and this 48-point game was the peak of that run. Kevin Durant's 49-point, 17-rebound, 10-assist triple-double in Game 5 of the 2021 Eastern Conference semifinals is one of the most remarkable playoff performances in recent memory. With his Brooklyn Nets ravaged by injuries, Durant was forced to play all 48 minutes against the Milwaukee Bucks in a pivotal game that would tilt the series. Durant was simply unstoppable, taking over in every aspect of the game. He shot 16 of 23 from the field, including 4 of 9 from 3, while also controlling the boards and facilitating offense for his teammates. Despite being double-teamed and facing intense defensive pressure from Giannis Antetokounmpo and PJ Tucker, Durant never looked out of control. What makes this performance even more impressive is that Durant was without Kyrie Irving, who was injured, and had a hobbled James Harden by his side. This was a solo performance, reminiscent of the greatest carry jobs in NBA history. Durant's true shooting percentage of 74.8% reflected his dominance on the floor, and his ability to rise to the occasion in such a high-stakes game made this performance unforgettable. In 1980, Magic Johnson wasn't just a rookie. He was a 20-year-old thrust into the spotlight of the NBA Finals. With Kareem Abdul-Jabbar sidelined due to injury, Magic was forced to play center in Game 6 against the Philadelphia 76ers. It was a tall order for any player, let alone a first-year guard. Yet, Magic Johnson delivered one of the most legendary performances in NBA Finals history, proving that age and experience were no barriers to greatness. In a do-or-die Game 6 on the road in Philadelphia, Magic led the Los Angeles Lakers to a decisive 123-107 victory, securing the NBA championship. Playing all 5 positions throughout the game, Magic was unstoppable, recording 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists. His versatility and poise under pressure were nothing short of remarkable. Magic was a 6'9" point guard playing center, but his natural court vision, basketball IQ, and leadership shone through. His dominance in every facet of the game displayed an extraordinary ability to rise to the occasion and deliver under the brightest lights. What made this performance even more iconic was that Magic was not only filling in for the Lakers' best player, Kareem, but he did so in a way that completely changed the dynamics of the game. He was efficient, going 14 of 23 from the field and 14 of 14 from the free throw line, while his true shooting percentage hovered near 70%. Magic Johnson's Finals MVP award that year made him the only rookie to ever win the prestigious accolade, further immortalizing this game as one of the greatest individual performances in NBA history. LeBron James entered Game 6 of the 2012 Eastern Conference Finals under tremendous pressure. His Miami Heat were down 3-2 in the series against the Boston Celtics, and many critics questioned whether LeBron had the mental fortitude to win a championship. The legacy talk was at an all-time high. LeBron's response? One of the most dominant playoff performances ever. With Miami's season on the line and a hostile TD Garden crowd against him, LeBron delivered an otherworldly 45-point, 15-rebound, 5-assist performance, carrying the Heat to a convincing 98-79 victory. From the opening tip, LeBron looked locked in, scoring at will from every spot on the court. Whether it was attacking the rim, hitting mid-range jumpers, or draining threes, LeBron's shot-making was flawless. LeBron shot an efficient 19 of 26 from the field, including 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. His true shooting percentage was 77.8%, a mark that underscores just how locked in he was during this elimination game. His defense was just as crucial, as he held Celtic stars like Paul Pierce in check, helping Miami stifle any hopes Boston had of clinching the series that night. This game not only saved Miami's season, but also marked a turning point in LeBron's career. He would go on to win his first NBA championship that year, and this Game 6 performance is often regarded as the moment he silenced all his critics. The weight of expectations didn't crush LeBron. It only pushed him to an all-time great performance. Shaquille O'Neal was the most dominant force in the NBA during the early 2000s, and his performance in Game 6 of the 2000 NBA Finals against the Indiana Pacers was the pinnacle of his dominance. With the Lakers leading the series 3-2 and a chance to win their first title since the Magic Johnson era, Shaq delivered a monster 41-point, 12-rebound game to secure the championship for Los Angeles. What made Shaq so unguardable in this game was his combination of size, power, and skill. The Pacers, despite having solid defenders like Rick Smits, simply had no answer for him. Shaq shot 19 of 32 from the field, and while he struggled from the free throw line, going just 3 of 12, his presence in the paint was overwhelming. Every time he got the ball near the rim, it was an automatic bucket or a foul. O'Neal's dominance in the 2000 Finals was the beginning of a three-peat dynasty for the Lakers, and his Game 6 performance solidified his place among the greatest Finals performances ever. ever. He would go on to win Finals MVP, averaging 38 points and 16 rebounds for the series, but it was this close-out game that truly embodied his dominance and ability to take over when the stakes were highest. Kawhi Leonard's 2019 playoff run was filled with memorable performances, but none were more significant than his Game 7 buzzer beater to eliminate the Philadelphia 76ers in the Eastern Conference semifinals. In one of the most dramatic moments in NBA playoff history, Leonard scored 41 points, capped by a fadeaway jumper from the corner that bounced off the rim 4 times before finally dropping in. This game was more than just one shot. It was a demonstration of Leonard's relentless will and his ability to rise in high-pressure moments. He played 43 minutes, shot 16 of 39 from the field, and pulled down 8 rebounds. Though his efficiency wasn't great, 41% from the field, Leonard's ability to carry his team offensively was remarkable. The rest of the Raptors struggled to score, leaving Leonard to shoulder the offensive load. Kawhi's shot became one of the most iconic moments in NBA history, not just for its dramatic finish, but for its importance. That win catapulted the Raptors to the Eastern Conference Finals and eventually their first ever NBA championship. Leonard's clutch gene and ability to perform in do-or-die situations have since become defining aspects of his legacy. No performance in NBA playoff history is more iconic than Michael Jordan's legendary flu game in Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals. Battling what was reported as food poisoning, Jordan was visibly exhausted and dehydrated throughout the game. Yet, in true Jordan fashion, he delivered a performance for the ages, scoring 38 points, grabbing 7 rebounds, and dishing out 5 assists to lead the Chicago Bulls to a 90-88 victory over the Utah Jazz. Jordan's physical state was evident from the start. He could barely stand during timeouts and was often seen leaning on teammates for support. Despite this, he took over in the second half, scoring 15 points in the fourth quarter, including a clutch three-pointer that gave the Bulls the lead with less than a minute remaining. His ability to perform under these dire conditions only added to his already mythic legacy. Jordan shot 13 of 27 from the field and 10 of 12 from the free throw line, displaying his trademark efficiency even while sick. His true shooting percentage of 57.6% doesn't tell the whole story. This was a mental and physical battle that Jordan won through sheer willpower. The flu game was pivotal as it gave the Bulls a 3-2 lead in the finals, and they would go on to win their 5th NBA championship in Game 6. Jordan's performance in Game 5 remains the standard for grit, determination, and clutch play, solidifying his status as the greatest player in NBA history. These 10 performances encapsulate the very essence of what makes the NBA playoffs so special. From buzzer beaters to dominant scoring displays, these games are etched in the memories of basketball fans forever. The ability to rise to the occasion in the postseason is what separates great players from legends, and these performances will always be celebrated as some of the most iconic moments in NBA history. Now that we know the greatest individual playoff performances, who had the greatest individual season? Click here to see who is the most dominant player in NBA history.